I don't know, because people use terms, but I've lived here, and they meant, this is what they meant. But then I go over here and use that same term, and they mean something different over there, right? It's hard to keep track of what people mean. But this, you know, but this guy I'm listening to, he's, drink that. Please, drink it. You need to hydrate. You're going to dry out, your little fish. And he made a valid point that, because I track real estate all the time, and people just took a lot of the houses off the market. They'll put them back on later because they're not selling. They're not. I don't know. I've been tracking real estate for a lot since I was a little girl. My grandma was a real estate agent.
You're real estate.
And I'd have to. I always get excited if they had pools, so I could go swim around in the pool while she showed the house.
Oh,
And well, this guy's making a valid point that, and I'm noticing it too because I'm seeing all kinds of huge acreages in New Mexico
wow.
that are going up for sale. You know, and that's what rich people use real estate as investments, and they're just trying to offload this shit, you know. So hopefully I'm gonna be able to buy a farm of my own, right? Hire some helping hands. Hire them, but like they could live there and help just to live, you know, just to live, because it's getting so hard. People are getting priced out of life, and it's I see it as karma. We give out what we give, what we put out, we get back. And I remember when I lived in Oregon, there was this donut shop that I would go to. Mom, they had like biscuits and gravy. You get a whole tray for like $6. I'd go down and get one of those for Mom. She'd eat the whole thing. It was cold, and get her to carb load, kept her warm because we didn't have heat, stuff like that. So started talking to this old dude who worked there. Hello. And he had this, it started because he had a 47 Plymouth in the driveway. And I've been into cars since I was a little girl. Mom had a Nova, Chevy Nova, like muscle cars. My dad had a Monte Carlo, and like these cheese mobiles. Mom and Dad both had one because they're both cheese modes. And so this guy, I gotta take off my sweatshirt. I'm getting hot already. And I talked to this guy. He invited me to come over to this park. They were having a car show, and I've always known people that have been in car shows, and I was like, yeah, all right, sure. And hello. So I went to this car show. So I used to go to car shows when I was a young girl, but you know, I was a grown up, and I'll do what people want me to do. I'll join their little silly rainbow games, you know. And so I show up this car show, and there's just all these people, and they're showing off their car, and they're just sitting around, and it's just a waste of resources. It's a waste of manpower as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, this guy, he used to be part owner of this donut shop, okay? But he earned all of his money because he worked at a rocket factory outside of Salem, Oregon, where they manufactured bombs and rockets. So when we go to countries and bomb places we have no business in, you know, these old boys make bank, and then they waste all their money on old cars and then sit around. I mean, and that's like, so every time I go to a car show, I'm reminded, like, All right, where's the bomb factory? Because these are all the important people. They get to buy the expensive car. And I'm in New Mexico. Like, there's car shows, all over the place. But they're out of control. They can't control themselves. They do too much. So these people, they just play. So people don't have a whole lot of regard for life here in New Mexico that I found in the 5 years that I've lived here. It's like if somebody's nice to you, just be careful that they're going to screw you over or rob you or something, or worse, because that's what they do a lot. So this guy had such a good life, and I'm reminded of that because that's what happened today. One of those bomb factories blew up. And there's 2 earthquakes. I haven't felt very good. I didn't sleep good last night, and it's all this seismic. I'm a very sensitive being. I'm one of them Heyoka empaths. And so the earth is shaking and quaking because people are shaking and quaking and within themselves. They're not doing anything to balance themselves. It's just ego. There go that ego. I get the necessity for it, but shit, man, where's the discipline on planet Earth? And then, see, I see things on here. And then I try not to have an emotional response to it. Because everything's a show. It might say news, but it's just a show. It's a contrived reality. And then so they're putting the reality of what they're trying to stoke the fires within people is that they're opening in Idaho part of the military base. Come over for Qatar. Now I'm glad I didn't go to Qatar. I almost, because you always have opportunities to do like extra duty. You could get paid extra tax free, and that was one of the places that you went, was Qatar. Didn't feel like it was a good place. No, not so much. So I opted out of Qatar. And so now they're like, fuck it, let's just let Qatar come in America. And it's like, dude, like, when are we I'm just watching the show. I'm just watching America fall apart. I have no fucking pony in this show. I have no clown in this circus. I did my time. I've been telling people since 2000 what a bullshit America is. Like, I was listening to this guy today. He's an astrologer, and he had this woman on, and she's a journalist, and she's down in Santa Fe. And I'm like, dude, I'm a journalist. That's all I've been doing is journaling my life. Only thing is I was on Crete when we bombed Iraq. I've been the part of history. And then it's like, Marge, don't get too frustrated, because only people that have done remarkable things can recognize other people that have done remarkable things. And that those mediocre only see the other mediocre, and they're going to tell each other how wonderful they are and how great their achievements are when this is all they've ever done. I mean, I lived a more remarkable life than freaking 90% of people in this country before I was 15 years old. And then I still went on to mask enough to join the military and then go off to war to be like, man, this is bullshit. This is why my mom was a single mom and couldn't have enough food and money to, like, we were homeless and stuff. But the military always made sure they had plenty. This is why. So I became a part of the system, and then now I talk shit about it ever since. And I have been for 8 years. Like, it's so cute how woo-woo people are getting. I get everything's woo-woo, but it's like, dude, if you really have never chopped wood and carried water, like, what the fuck good are you? Like, if you've never, and I just saw a video with Ben Davidson, and he's like, oh, we're gonna speed up the timeline of the polls. It's just like, I say, people on this planet, every day their Earths are ending. Every single day their Earths are ending. Because they lose somebody they love, or they, like something happens and they, like today I lost 2 things. I was just like, fucking fuck. One was a cup, my coffee cup. I broke the handle. I have this thing where I break the handles. I just soon broke the whole cup, but I always just break the handles. It happens all the time. Like every coffee cup I've ever had, I broke the handle off. What is that? I've never heard any kind of anything. Like what that is it? What indicative of? But it's just part of me. So I broke my last coffee cup handle. And then I go through the whole gamut of like, I fucking hate being a human. It's stupid. Like, why do I have things? Like, why don't I just, I used to just have like one styrofoam cup and drink out of that repeatedly because it's like, when you have nothing, it's just better to get used to keep staying used to having nothing. Because when you do have shit, it just fucking breaks and falls apart anyway, so what's the fucking point? So, what was there? A 7.4, and then there was a 7.8 earthquake today. In 2 different parts of the country, or world. 2 different parts of the flat map. And, I just kind of chilled out with Mom all day. I went down and got pizza for the folks at the shop. Man, Taos is such a fucking backwards ass place, man. It is such a half-horse town. I try because I'm so used to accessibility. I've lived in big towns. I've lived in big cities where people can, like, perform functions in which they're paid. But it's just a stretch for people in Taos. I called at 11 o'clock this morning for a pizza. So put in an order for like 2 large pizzas, 24 wings, 2 dozen wings, and a couple garden salads for 5 people at a shop, maintenance shop, car shop, auto shop here in town. Because they went over and above. So I wanted to show them that I appreciated, like, service beyond expectation, because that's not something I usually get in Taos. Call. No, I can't take the order. Call back. I said, I can't place the order, and you can't write it down, and then put it at the end of the big order that you have. No, we're not doing that. We're not taking it. We got to do this. It's like, who the fuck ordered something so big that you got to shut down production just to shove your head up their ass? Oh, is it the city? Is it the county? Is it Taos County? Is it the city? Is it those stupid cousins? Because that makes sense. Because they probably do this every freaking 2 weeks. It's nothing special to them. But you got to take away from other people. That's why it's like, everybody, my whole life, they're buy local. Fucking local never done jack shit for me, so 1-star review. 1-star review. Wouldn't it be great if a business in town could accommodate what they set out to do? But evidently they're only open for a few. That's what they do. It's like they build their clientele and then they shut themselves off to the rest of the public, and then they only deal with people by word of mouth. This is like the 3rd restaurant I've seen do this. This place don't fucking reek community. It reeks every man for himself. So I'm ready to go off and live off into the fucking woods, off into the mountains someplace. Not in the Appalachians or nothing like that, but I'm ready to go build my own, do my own thing. I'm done with planet Earth. I really am. Like, my whole life I've been a part of people's groups to see if they're going to do anything cool, and it's just, nope, it always falls flat. Even the military, when I found out, oh, this is just about building new buildings in different places, and it's all about, It's like a real estate game, is what the military is. I remember when I was in the aid shop at Offutt Air Force Base. I was there 5 years from July 2001, and then I left. I left on terminal leave September 06, and then the last day of my enlistment was Mom's birthday, because the first day of my enlistment was Mom's 50th birthday, and so I started to see like it was a paper, like how much money and resources were spent on getting people to believe like these groups were like these phenomenal people that did these amazing things, and most of the time they sat around and stuff. It's weird, like not so much, and like the building we were in was perfect for our job capacity. It was perfect. We had plenty of room for cold weather storage. We could put units inside to keep warm, because in the Midwest it's so freaking cold. You can't. Batteries were a constant headache. So like they do this electric car stuff. I'm just like, dude, you people are a crock. It's just a waste. They don't care that they waste single parents' money. They don't care. They're just do whatever they want, because they were put in positions of power and authority and all this bullshit. And it's like, dude, you people never listen to anybody that can't change a tire. If they're going to tell you how you should designate and live your life, like, when is the last time you've been in a way that you had to, like, use your brain to get out of a bad situation? When's that happened? Like, you know, there's all these freaking hot air bags on the internet that you know, that don't have a whole lot of experience to back up their words. And it's annoying is what it is. What the heck is flying around? What is that? There's all kinds of crazy things. So my spider's gone too. I had a spider. This thing has been here. It was like that big, its body. It was so big. And I went out this morning to say hi, and he had moved out. So I don't know if he got eaten, or, you know, because the world's brutal. You just can't tell. So it was a weird day. I'm glad it's over. I was gonna take Mom for a ride, and people are just so zoomy all over the place. Everybody's in such a big hurry to meet their baker, you know. So we gotta go out. We gotta plan when we go out, huh, Mom? We gotta go out when other people aren't out, huh, Mom? Yeah? It's a beautiful day here, though. Like in northern New Mexico, it's so pretty. Everywhere I go, I love the land. It's just always and the people, you know, like I've been places where the people are okay. You know, anywhere you go, the people are okay in little spurts. It's in longevity. They just don't have longevity, and I'm kind of you know, I got longevity. How long have we been doing the same days, Mom, over and over? 7, 8 years? Brushing our teeth and doing all the same things, just because it's better for you to have a routine, huh? Yeah. It's better for me too, but I got more mutable. I can go with the flow, or I just don't like it. I hate it. I don't like it. I would like, you know, but life hasn't presented itself to me in a way that I have the dubious luxury of, you know, just waking up just happy to be. How the hell did I end up in Taos, New Mexico? Lots of days I ended up, but you know, we're pretty fortunate. We've had what we've needed every inch of the way, and we're more comfortable now than we've ever been, huh, Mom? Yes. and we're definitely in a world where people are very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. There's a lot of dry begging. There's a lot of begging on the internet, wet begging. There's a lot of people begging on the internet. They're just because they didn't plan ahead, Mom, for when they had excess. Mom always said if you have excess, then you save that excess, so that when you don't have enough, then you always have plenty. And people didn't think like that, and then they went through this I live in New Mexico, man. People paid themselves. Cousins paid their cousins so much. Like, people made bank. They bought all these razors and, like, big expensive trucks and all this stuff. And I know they bought all this shit because now they're all trying to sell it all. Now they're in a big old hurry to sell it all. So, how'd that guy get in here? That's a big one. Anyway, the world is changing. It's shaking. It's moving. It's rocking and rolling. Right? Well, we're just doing what we're supposed to do, and then every day that we got to take care of something, you know, we just try to spread our gratitude for with them, right? I know people are like the nail lady. I'm trying a new nail lady. She's gonna come out to do Luna's nails. I'm just happy to be over the whole situation of what was my old nail situation. Like, you know, I was beholden to flakes. Like, these people didn't want to deal with me. Like, they did, and then they, you know, their longevity ran out. They didn't want to no more. But, you know, they didn't want to tell me no, I guess. And then one of them went and had a baby, and then just quit answering me. You know, said, I'll be glad to do this. And then when I messaged to have it done, I just get ignored. I just get crickets. And then so message some backup chick. This chick was supposed to show up. Made arrangements, you know. I'll message you after work. Never heard anything again. And it's just like, you just gotta shrug. It's just Taos. And it's not even like born and raised, because I think they're from other places. They're transplant. It's just, it don't matter. I don't keep track of all that shit. It don't matter to me if people are born and raised or if they're transplant. A flake's a flake. You know, they just end up in the same places. And then I don't even want to, I can't stand people I can't count on, Mom. Because I always had to be the person that people had to count on. I was a busboy. I was in the military. I was like, always had this shit. I was what we called mission essential. So when the government closed down and furloughs, H never shut down. We were the reconnaissance. We've been eavesdropping on America since I was in 2000. That's what the planes did. They call it exercises. RC-130. You okay? I got a little plaque over here to prove it. That's where I was. I mean, I know I don't look like I'm much, you know, but I done a lot of shit. The E-4B and the RC-135. Those are the aircraft we look. This is what the military is about, getting all these little etch-a-sketch. See, they spelled my name wrong. It's an E. But even then this is the Doomsday plane. We supported that. It's the E-4B. This is General's Row. Old Omaha. Strike car. It's just all, look at Gung Ho. Look what we did. This is wood, though. It's all etched out. I wonder who did this. And then everybody signs it. I don't think I'm friends with any of these people anymore. I don't think I talked to any of these people. 4th July 01, 1 November 06. With sincere appreciation for your significant contributions to the success of many COBOL and combat sent missions from the men and women of the 55th MXS. Now, COBOL is out of, that's why I got to go to Fairbanks twice during winter. That's why I don't want to live in Alaska. I'll just leave Northern Exposure on TV. Alright? And, but that aid shop, it was perfect for what our job did. But somebody made a deal with somebody, like, over an officer over in the admin building, and all of a sudden, we don't have that building anymore. And Age needs to move over in jets, propulsions, and well, that didn't make very much sense at all. That didn't make the wash rack, like that just made things hard for people. And then I was like, oh, that's what the military's about, making deals, you know, like that was probably like a bet lost in fucking at a poker game or something, you know, like if you lose this hand, then you got to move out of the game, because that's the kind of stupid shit they did. Because anybody that is in a position of power where they have control and they can do whatever they want, they do some weird ass stupid shit. I saw it every day.
Wow.
Air shows, people are always freaking throwing their weight around, their brass, their you know, but it like catches up to them. That's the thing, is always catches up to them in some way. That's why it's always better to stay right sides. It's not to get too big and boisterous. You getting hungry, Mom? Want some yogurt?
Yeah.
I've been eating yogurt for dinner. Mom's been eating good. She had a good tuna fish sandwich today. I'm gonna make pancakes. I slept in. I woke up in the middle of the night and stayed up for a few hours and then fell back asleep, and then I woke up and then it was the dog Luna's been eating dinner anytime between 6 and 7 for the last 15 years. And then it was like 7:30 this morning and she was still asleep. She didn't care. Then I got up and I was like, damn, you know, sorry, Luna. And I just have been kind of out of sorts all day. And then I realized at like 5 that I hadn't fed her dinner yet. And she eats at like 3. And I was like, oh my God. I'm just not firing on all the cylinders. I did order magnets though. These are stickers. Straight people like rainbows too. I'm autistic. It's how I always did the rainbow. Autistic. Yellow, orange, red, green, blue, purple. And I came up with this when I was 9. And so I ordered magnets. I think I ordered, what, 200?
Wow, that's nice.
I was thinking I was just like throw them like where there's metal and just write, take one.
Yeah.
And that'd be fun. Yeah. There's all kinds of ways to make people happy, you know, just add, just like, you know, because people like getting free loot, right? They like finding stuff and things like that. I don't know.
Moving on.
Yes, Ma, we are about to be moving on. Where are we going to move on to, Ma? What parts?
What part?
Hard telling. I need a haircut. I need to trim my hair every time I look in this. I woke up last night like almost claustrophobic. I miss my old barbers. All of them. All the people that used to cut my hair that did really good haircuts, I miss them all. Because I cut my own hair and I get that, and then plus I get breakage and I'm just a mess. I try. It's the best I can do with what I got. I try, Ma. I try so hard. Let the record, you know, show it. So yeah, I was listening to these people talking about, well, who do you listen to for creditable journalists? And I'm just like, and I wasn't on that list. I'm not, and people, but I it's okay. I don't need to be on people's radars. I get the attention of people whose attention I need to get. You know, like I'm not for the whole world anyway. I'm only for a small frequency, a little range, and people don't usually stick around. They kind of dip into my radar. There's a couple people that have been around for like 5 years.
Wow.
Prajeet's been watching since 5 years, since 2020. Tanya's been around a while. Carl dips in every now and again, but he used to watch 6-7 years ago. Man, I have evolved a lot in that time.
Yes.
I know that while they were tracking me, I've been tracking them too. And they've done big things too, like big scary things that they never thought that they could do. That's cool to see people, do that. Because that's what, I don't know, it's kind of what my stuff is about, is doing life even when you're scared. You don't want to. It doesn't feel good, because most of the time life doesn't feel good. Things are changing. Supposedly something's going to happen. Because too many talkers are talking about how the thing is going to happen to level the playing field, and it's not going to be. It's not going to be what they did in 2020, because people aren't going to buy into that shit. But they are going to keep doing stuff in America until people are like, no, enough is enough. We're getting too far away from what America's supposed to be. Like foreign bases on U.S. soil, like that ain't cool. That ain't ever cool, But you got that DUI doofus, the lush hire, that goes around, just does whatever he wants because he feels like it, And then the people in the local area, they don't care, because they're like, whatever. Gets my old man out of the house and gets him a paycheck. Go along to get along. And that's how we lose America. That's how America slips down the cracks even farther. Because the veterans don't fucking care. Like, you don't give a shit about us. Like, no, like, okay, no. I'm like, don't thank me for my, people try and thank me for my service. I'm like, no, that never does jack shit for me. So you want to thank me? You can thank me for flipping off George Bush on 9/11. You can thank me for that. If that's worth thanking me for, my service, no. Dude, America, the country, the military is they're just central cast. They're paid cast members. They're Washington D.C. is no different than Hollywood. There's sound stages in New Mexico where they filmed the moon landing. I mean, everybody knows this stuff. Come on now, America. Don't believe everything you read on in your textbooks. I even had family that wrote those textbooks. Like, that's why I'm like, I don't have loyalty to people that freaking wanted to throw me away. Like, when I was like, dude, I need help. I'm spiraling here. I need help. I can't do this stuff by myself. And they just said things like, well, I'm going to help you by not helping you. And like, just like this weird shit. Like, that's not how you treat people you supposedly love and care about. And then I was like, oh shit, they didn't. They never did. I'm slow. So I have no problem speaking about against systems and shit like that, because they're fucking full of fake ass phony people. They just don't want, and then they'll just tell you how crazy I am because they don't want you to believe that they're frauds. And if you think about it, it's quite plain and easy to see that these fake ass fucks are all about abuse of power and doing stupid shit, making us pay for it. You know, and saying it's our civic duty and all this shit. Like, there's so many homeless people, it's just disgusting. So we'll see how it goes. The story continues, huh, Mom?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Moving on.
Moving on. It's about all we got for now, huh, Mom?
That's all we're
Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna kill that fly. There's a fly in here. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.